What's up, everybody? In this video, we are going to get started with your portfolio. It is important to think about your portfolio as a personal brand. I know that most of you have covered branding and understand how to do that for a company. In this class, we are essentially asking you to brand yourself. Your portfolio isn't simply a bunch of pieces of your work. It should be carefully thought out and be an insight into your thinking as a designer. To accompany this video, I have a portfolio website preparation worksheet that you should fill out. As I discuss the different topics in this video, you will see that there is a corresponding field in the worksheet. By the end of the video, you should have written out a basic strategy for you and your portfolio. When you're trying to break into the industry, it is often the hardest to find your first job. This is because no one really knows you. You don't have a network of individuals that know how reliable you are and the amazing work that you are capable of. This is why your portfolio is so important. Your portfolio is the first point of contact that most people will have with you and your work. Your portfolio isn't just about your work. What you say and how you say it can also inform someone of the type of person you are and what it would be like to work with you. Before we get into the visuals of your portfolio, let's look at organizing the strategy for you and your site. How would you introduce yourself in 2 sentences? What is your name? What do you do? And what is the tone you use? This sounds like a simple exercise, but it is important to understand that there are different roles and responsibilities in the design field. How you introduce yourself communicates a lot to your viewer. It will also set expectations for what someone will see in your portfolio. For example, a portfolio for a motion designer will look and feel different than the portfolio for an art director. Once you have identified your potential job title, perform a Google search and look at portfolio sites for people with the same job title or in the same industry. When you review the portfolios and see the type of work included in the portfolios, does this match up with the work you are capable of, or is it the type of work that you want to be doing? It might take you some time searching through portfolios to find a title that matches how you want to position yourself. Also, as your portfolio evolves, so will your title. As you're reviewing portfolio sites, the goal is to find sites that are designed well, and it is easy to see the work. Look for inspiration and examples that you could incorporate into your own portfolio. This might be how someone presents their work, or a technique to transition pieces. Whatever you find, remember that the goal should be to make your work stand out. Next, list 3 projects that you have completed that you can use to help sell yourself. Think back to your job title and ensure that these projects align with the title you have selected. For now, let's not worry about the visuals for your portfolio items. We'll have time to work on that. Focus on explaining the projects, what you did, and describe your process. What did you bring to this project, and how did you make it special? Remember, you're trying to sell yourself here. Why would I want to hire you? Now is a good time to identify any gaps between your job title and items in your portfolio. Now it's time to write a short biography about yourself. We don't need to know everything about you, but elaborate a bit more about you and what makes you interesting. You may want to use this as an opportunity to introduce your design philosophy. Remember, often when hiring, a company is not only looking for someone with amazing work, but they also want to find someone that would be a good fit within their organization. Coming off as arrogant, hard to work with, or someone that does not know how to collaborate is not going to help you out here. Next, list out the skills that you have. For now, I would use this as an opportunity to list out any research, design, coding, 2D or 3D skills you have. This can simply be a list of software and processes you know. Think back to all your classes and make a list. Last but not least, list your contact details. Once someone has fallen in love with you and your work, ensure that they can easily get in touch with you. Also, ensure you have a professional email. This can normally be your first and last name at your domain. Avoid email addresses that aren't professional, like Happy Puppy Karaoke Star. Not that that was ever my email address. This is also an opportunity to open up your branding to some social channels. If you include a social channel on your site, it is important that you review the materials you have and ensure that they are acceptable. Most companies will look at your social media, And if you have questionable content on there, they will probably find someone else. I can tell you that I have seen more than one student not get a job because of questionable content on their social feeds. Last, if you are a visual person, and you probably are, I've also supplied a rough Illustrator file where you can lay out some of the content from the worksheet into a basic website. The goal here isn't to have you design the site yet, but to give you an idea how the content of the worksheet would lay out in a typical portfolio site. At the end of this video, you should have identified your job title, conducted some research on competitor portfolio sites, and filled out the portfolio website preparation worksheet. You should use this week to identify any gaps between your job title and the projects you will be putting in your portfolio.